Well, the number of positive COVID-19 cases at a British military training camp in Kenya has risen to 11 from 4 amid concerns from locals about its spread. The British Army says all soldiers who arrived at Nanyuki base last month were still in isolation, and 320 military staff have since been placed in quarantine. A Kenyan employee at the base says they were informed to remain at home over the weekend following the confirmation of several cases in the base. He also said the Kenyan staff had not been too close to the new arrivals from the UK, but that some local staff had been temporarily hired to work at the base in the meantime. Now, the main concern from the workers is the possible stigma from locals in the area north of Nairobi, who they say are now eyeing them suspiciously after they announced the outbreak. Well, we have joining us now for more on this story, Kenyan journalist Abby Agina in Nairobi. Thank you, Abby, for speaking to us. What more can you tell us about this outbreak in the British Army camp? We know it was shut down for over 3 months last year before being reopened again.
Well, thank you for having me on the show. Well, so far we do understand that 4 British Army soldiers have been confirmed to have tested positive for coronavirus. And so far the camp has been shut. As the reports we've received, we do understand that the camp has about 320 servicemen, and majority of them have been taken into isolation as we speak. And the Ministry of Health has been channeling communication through the Ministry of Defense and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and they've been very limited information coming to us. That's the much we can report as of now.
All right, so how are the authorities then handling the situation? Because, you know, some locals are being fearful now, especially since the outbreak was announced.
Yes, what we know is that from information coming in is that the government apparatus that have been charged with communicating this issue, they've been actually passing out information indicating that the locals that live around Nanyuki camp, majority of them have been asked, of course, to avoid going into the camps for the simple reason that there's been that outbreak. And most of the soldiers are currently under quarantine. The 4 British soldiers who had come in had traveled from the UK, and the cases have been confirmed. And as of now, the matter is being closely guarded to avoid a lot of speculation. But as we get more information, we'll be able to share more updates.
All right, let's just talk about the general fight against COVID-19 in Kenya, especially as countries around the world are, you know, rallying to get vaccines. What is Kenya's position on vaccines and even vaccination?
Well, the vaccine in Kenya is expected to be here come 14th of February, as of the communication from the Ministry of Health. And we are targeting to be bringing in more than 4 million doses. And the specific vaccine that will be shipped in will be the under the COVAX program. And it will be costing the government about 34 billion Kenyan shillings. And to put it into perspective, the locals will not be paying a single coin. The government will cater for this. And for patient, the government's rollout plan is that most of those will be given the vaccine. They'll start off with the medical workers, then they will transition to the security services, that is the police, and thereafter they'll be going to the elderly and those with underlying conditions. As of now, the vaccine will be under the custody of the Ministry of Health, and the Ministry of Health will be working very closely with the airport authorities, because the vaccines, once they arrive, they need to be put under the cold chain storage value chain. By this, it will be able to ensure that the vaccine is state is kept in the original form since it was shipped in. And the vaccine that will be applied in Kenya will be, of course, the AstraZeneca and also the Moderna vaccine.
All right, then. Thank you so much, Abi Agina, Kenyan journalist. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.